Hey foodies, welcome back to my channel and to my kitchen. So let's make this delicious, juicy and tasty baked chicken. So I am using legs and thighs for the recipe. Now when you're baking your chicken, it's best to keep the skin on so as to make your chicken juicy and tender. So in the container I have a mixture of seasoning. I have some thyme, parsley, I have some basil leaves, I have a little salt and all-purpose seasoning. I also have some paprika and a little chili powder. Now that's the seasoning mix that I chose to use. Now I'm going to add it to the chicken. Now most times I'm making baked chicken, I like to drizzle some oil just to ensure that all of that seasoning is absorbed into the chicken. However, I'm not going to be doing that today since I'm going to be adding my other ingredients as I go along. So just follow this step, guys, and then when I reach to where I'm gonna add some butter, then you're gonna need, once you're gonna use the butter, you don't need the oil. Alright, so we're just gonna add all of that nice seasoning to our chicken, and then we're gonna rub it in nicely. I'm not gonna marinate my chicken overnight. I'm just gonna give it maybe about half an hour because that's the time that I have, but ideally it's best to marinate overnight. So you want to ensure that your chicken is nicely seasoned. Alright, the more time you spend seasoning your chicken, the better the result, especially if you're not going to marinate it for a long time. Alright, so any other seasoning that you choose to add, you could go ahead and do so. But for me, this season mix work perfectly and I love it just the way it is. Alright, so now I added some foil to my baking container because it's easier to clean the baking dish, so I added some coconut oil to the foil. Right, because you don't want your chicken to stick. Right, so I placed the baking dish in the oven for about 10 minutes just for it to become hot before I place the chicken. Now under each skin I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter. Now the butter give your chicken a nice flavor. Now I'm using salted butter, so I didn't bother to add a lot of salt or a lot of seasoning because the butter going to give the chicken flavor. And I chose the salted butter because it gives the chicken that nice flavor. But if you're going to use salted butter like me, you want to go low on the sodium, alright, while you're seasoning your chicken. Now I'm gonna put the chicken in the oven and I'm gonna let it bake, and I will leave the oven temperature and everything else in the description box. Alright, this is how the chicken looks after about 15 to 20 minutes. Now I'm gonna turn them to the other side because you want the underside to get some beautiful color as well. Now for the recipe, y'all, I'm not gonna use any foil to cover the chicken. However, if you choose to do so, then you could go ahead and cover it for like 15 minutes and then you uncover it. Okay, but for me, once I base my chicken, it juicy and tender and nice same way. So I just don't like to cover my chicken while it bakes, but if you like, you could go ahead and cover yours. Okay, guys, now look at all of that juice that was released from the chicken, and the butter and so on mixed with the juices. Now that's a whole lot of flavor, so we're gonna use it to base our chicken. So if you have a turkey baster, you could go ahead and do so, but I don't have one, y'all. So Jamaicans always find a way around things, so I'm gonna use my spoon just to baste the chicken. Now you want to ensure that you baste the chicken very well, because the more you baste the chicken, the more beautiful the color will be and the juicier and more tender your chicken will be. Now you want to baste it very well, and then I'm gonna put it back in the oven and let this side get some color. Alright, guys, so after that time has passed, then I'll come back and show you what I do next. Okay, y'all, so this side got some very beautiful color. I remove most of the sauce that was not really sauce, but all of that liquid that was released from the chicken. Now I'm gonna turn it to upwards because I really want this color. You know, this color will be like the part that is presented. So you know, I want it to have that nice beautiful color. So I'm gonna turn it back to this side. Alright, so I remove all of the sauce, and I also added like a cup of water to the sauce that I removed from the baking container. Now we just gonna make a simple sauce because remember we seasoned our chicken already, so we're not gonna really add much to flavor this sauce. Alright, now I have several baked chicken recipes, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description box where you could check it out. Now I'm adding a teaspoon of fish and meat sauce. Now I'm adding the sauces of my choice. To that, y'all, I'm gonna add some soya sauce. Now I'm adding a teaspoon as well. Remember, it's best to use low sodium soya sauce, or if you know like the amount of salt that you added to your chicken, then you know you don't have to worry. Alright, I'm adding 2 teaspoons of tomato ketchup, after which I'm gonna add 2 pieces of ginger. Now the ginger gonna give a chicken a nice little island flavor, so you know you don't really want to skip that. Okay, I'm adding just a cork full of white vinegar. If you like, you could also use some apple cider vinegar. I also added my scotch bonnet pepper. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of honey just for extra flavor. What you could do, you could add some brown sugar, or if you like, you could add some maple syrup. Now you want to mix everybody together, and then you're going to let it simmer until it becomes thick. However, at this point, you could taste the sauce and see if it needs any other flavoring. But mine was perfect, so I allowed it to simmer. And when it becomes thick, we'll add it to our chicken. Okay, y'all, so now it's time for us to add our sauce to our chicken. Now, the sauce, it has a nice taste. And you know, you want your sauce to be thick and rich like mine. So you know you want to baste your chicken. Now, I'm just going to baste the top portion of my chicken. However, you could baste the underside as well. But for me, you want to add a generous amount of sauce. It's going to go under the chicken as well. So I don't normally baste underside, but if you like, you could go ahead and do so. Now after basting, I'm going to place the chicken back into the oven, and I'm going to let it bake for an additional 15 minutes, because you know you want the sauce to be thicky and you know nice on the chicken. Alright, now after that time, I'll show you what it looks like. Now this is how the chicken looks. You know, I love the color. It had a nice sheen as well. And yeah, I'm just adding some dry parsley flakes. If you have the fresh, you could always use it, but guys, may I use them off. Alright, now I trust you enjoy the recipe. If you do and you try the recipe, don't forget to, you know, come back in the comment section, tell me what you think about the chicken, and also share the recipe. This chicken tasted amazing, guys, you know, and I know if you try the recipe, you're gonna enjoy it. And you know, thank you so much for watching. I'm having mine with some rice and peas. Now you could have yours with some vegetables or some mashed potato or anything you like to have yours with. Take care, guys.